Good morning, guys. Today I'm going to show you how I use CapCut to create my social media posts. So I personally prefer to use the desktop version of CapCut. There is a mobile app and both are totally free to use. I just prefer having the bigger space to work with. So the first thing you want to do is import the videos that you're trying to edit. You can just drag and drop them straight from your desktop into this space in CapCut. Once you have your videos imported, you're going to drag them down to the bottom in the editing space. Now, as you can see, I have two. I have my gameplay and I have my webcam. Something to keep in mind, whichever video is on top is going to be the top layer of your edit. So that will matter a lot in this tutorial. The next thing we want to do, because obviously this is not showcased for social media, we want to change the aspect ratio. So you're going to click the ratio bar here, drop it down to 9:16. Now you want to set up how you want your gameplay to look. So, especially if it's just you, since we're doing this video, we do not need to have our health bar or our weapon slots in this space because we're just going to overlay them. So you want to kind of play around with how you want it to look before we do that. So it takes a little bit of playing around, but once you get it the way that you want it, we're good. Everything looks okay. You can kind of play around, make sure that you can see the enemies that you're shooting at and stuff like that. The next thing we're going to do, because we are trying to showcase our health bar and our weapon slots, we're going to drag our gameplay down 2 more times, and these you want to be on top. But for me personally, and I'll show you why in a few minutes, I want my camera always to be at the top. So you can just drag it and drop it wherever you want it to go. The next step is to find the clip that you're trying to showcase. So you can use this bar to go through the gameplay. You can watch and pause when you know where it is, whatever is easier for you. So we're going to start right about here. And then what you want to do is you want to highlight all of the clips that you imported. This is important because you will only clip one if you are not highlighted on everything. So you highlight everything and then you're going to go over here to where it says split. Now this is only going to split it in half. So you want to keep the highlights. You want to go to the end of your clip and you want to clip it again. This will guarantee that you have the whole clip. Now, since we don't need the other stuff, we can just delete. And same thing with these. You can highlight all of them and delete. Now, as you can see, these clips are very short. We only took a few seconds, so it's very difficult to see. So you can come right over here and click this plus. And this is really handy when you're doing like a bunch of edits and you have a lot of really tiny clips that you're trying to put together. You can make this as big or as small as you want. We don't need it super big, so we're just going to do it one time. Now to create our crops for our overlay. So you're going to highlight the one that you want to crop and you're going to click on that one. Then you're going to come up here to the crop button. And you can just drag this. It does not go as small as I would like it. So I have a few tricks so that it looks a little bit better than what CapCut does. So I always drag it up so that it's touching the bottom of my health bar. Confirm. And then we're going to go over to the other one that we want to crop, and this will be our weapon slot. And again, you can play around with this, see what works best for you. This is just what I have found to work best for me. So now that we have everything cropped, obviously they're way too big. So you can click, and again, since they're layered, you can click down here and you can have full view of whichever one you're trying to edit. So we'll do our health bar first. We're going to skim it down and now see that empty space that we had because the crop was too big. It's now behind my camera because I made my camera the top layer. And then we're going to do the same thing with our weapons. I'm going to drag it up so that everything can be seen. And then you can click this to enlarge it to make sure that it looks the way you want it to look. The other thing that you can do is right here, you can drag this down. It'll sort of minimize all of these and your gameplay will be a little bit more visible. So you'll have a better sight on how it actually looks. If you think it looks even, then you're done. But you can play around with it. Again, these can be moved anywhere you want. Some people like them at the bottom of the screen. Some people like them at the top. This is just what I have found works best for me. That is visually appealing to me. If you guys have any questions, or if there are any other things that I do that you would like me to make a tutorial on, please leave a comment down below. Thank you.